Hello and welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to pull some cards. Ooh, let me bring that round. From your angels, guides and helpers, just to bring through messages that would like to come through. And we've got ancestors, staff. See what else would like to come in. And we're calling for messages of pure light and the highest love to come through. What do we need to know today? What messages from your guides, your helpers would like to come through? We've got God, your energy, foundation, ancestors, wisdom, staff. So what I'm seeing straight away is, you know, since we've come through this full moon energy, which we've had this past week, at the time of doing this reading, got galactic healers, move forward with an open mind. The messages that are coming through at the moment are in this full sort of, we're not so much in the full moon energy, but the full moon has left a real aftermath. You know, we learned a lot, we were given a lot of information, there was a lot of healing and revelations that came in that were there to help us, there to show us what it was that we're needing to let go of at this time, sort of any behaviors, patterns, anything that we're ready to let go of at this time was shown to us. All of the shadow, all of the things underlying the surface of everything. So even though something may look one way, or it may look one way on paper, the actual reality of it was quite different. The energy of it, you know, we were starting to see anything that had been hidden from us, anything, you know, that we perhaps couldn't see, that was being brought to light. And it was brought to light for a reason, to show us that really there were there's more going on than meets the eye. Now, I'm finding it really hard to get my words out. And some of this, I think, was to show that there's more than one path ahead, that perhaps the path that many have been traveling thinking that was the only way was not the only way, and that there's another way, a new way being, you know, cleared. But first of all of this sort of debris, everything that was brought to the surface, everything that was brought to light from this moon energy and these revelations, it could be patterns that you've been experiencing sort of mentally, emotionally, that have been going on. It's sort of fuzziness around thinking, you know, a lack of clear thinking, or a lack of direction, or a lack of knowing which way to move forward. All of that is being cleared. It's as if a fog's been being cleared. Something has lifted, something has been shown, and there's another path suddenly ahead that's becoming clearer. And if it's not become clear yet, it's coming clearer now. It's becoming shown to you. And in these two paths, you know, we can go the old ways, the ways that we know, the ways that we've understood, that have become part of our comfort zone, the safe way perhaps, or something we saw as safe, perhaps the ways we've been taught or conditioned to believe, you know, we're meant to do. You know, that could be literally, you know, that we've sort of traditions, cultures, behavioural programming, just being told this is the right way and this is the wrong way. You know, all of that can be part of the picture, where it's affected our ability to just deeply hone and trust our intuition, for example, you know, because we've always been at odds with what we should be doing, or how we should be behaving, or how we're expected to behave, you know, by others, by family, by friends, by culture, by traditions, whatever that is. And some of that works and some of that doesn't work. You know, some of that has been helpful and some of it hasn't. So it's trying to sift between what has been good for us and what's been not so good for us, what's bringing joy and what's not bringing joy. For example, these are all just examples. It will be different for everybody. But I'm kind of seeing these things splitting a way in the sense that now a new path has opened up, or a new way has been shown, and we've got a choice. We've got a choice. Which way will we go? Which way will we choose? And what we're being asked to do is to move forwards with an open mind, to move forwards with a clear heart, with purity of intention, with truth and absolute truth and honesty, both to ourselves and with others. We are being reminded of how any way that we've done something in the past that wasn't in full integrity, even if we thought we were doing it for the best, you know, perhaps not trying to think of an example, you know, perhaps you didn't say something to somebody because you didn't want to worry them, or you didn't want to burden them, or you didn't ask for help because, or you didn't tell the truth about a situation, or let somebody know the truth about your situation because you didn't want to, you thought that might affect somebody else or hurt somebody else. You know, these are just examples. All of these things are now being brought to the light, all of these ways, all of, you know, you're being shown what was the outcome of this, and has it served you? And if it hasn't served you, you're clearly being shown what could you do, what could you have done next time. Now, we're not saying that what you did was wrong. No, that's not the point of this, because in truth, we have to question whether there really are wrong decisions, you know, because everything leads us to where we need to go. So even if it looks like we've taken a wrong turn, actually it's brought us to another truth. It's helped us learn something to enable us to make a different choice next time. And it's only when we absolutely learn that can we then go forwards and say, right, now I'm being offered a chance of a clean slate, being offered the chance to move forwards in a different way. And now I really understand how much this has affected everything, and how much I don't want to do this again. So I'm now going to make another choice. And that's the beauty of the situation, is you're being brought to this place where you can say, okay, now I choose the other way. Now I choose the way that brings the most joy, that brings the most truth, that brings the most clarity, that clears all of that muck and that debris and that confusion around anything. All of that shadow is brought to the light. And in the light, it can't hurt, you know, because you're bringing it to the truth. You're bringing it and you're clearing it. You're alchemizing it into a new way. It's coming up for the good to show you, right, you know, this is here for a reason, and this is what needs to be done now. This is what you could do now. This is what is needed now for the healing for everybody. And apologies if I, you know, not really being, sorry, I have to cover that because of YouTube, if that's not really being very clear, but the clarity is in you making a choice to now learn what you've learned from the past, shed whatever burdens, whatever troubles, whatever has made your heart so heavy. Let it go now. It's a time for acceptance of what has been, and a time to move on in clarity and without the burden. So release anything, let go of anything, talk to your ancestors, bring ancestral patterns to the light for healing. Let them now come into right relationship, so that whatever has been learnt from your ancestors, whatever has been brought forwards for you to heal, can be healed, because you've learnt the new way and you're able to set all of that free, all of those patterns and limiting beliefs and conditionings that have only caused heartache or heartbreak or sadness or isolation or pain or loneliness or whatever it's brought. You know, now it's time to clear that. So it might mean literally having a conversation with people that are involved, whether in spirit or physically. And if you can't have those conversations, or it's not appropriate to have those conversations, then write a letter to yourself, write a letter to your ancestors or to the people concerned. You're not going to send the letter is for you, for the healing, for you to understand where this has brought you to, and for you to let go of whatever it is you've been carrying, and allow it now to pass, allow it now to be laid to rest with whatever has gone on before, because now there is clarity, there is truth, and there is healing. There is a clear way forwards, and the clear way is bringing the healing for you and the whole line. I'm seeing the whole line of ancestors backwards and forwards. This healing comes for everybody, because we all learn, we all move forwards, and that means it won't be repeated again. It won't be repeated by generations to come, or the younger generations that may, you know, that are related to you or to others in this situation. It's time for healing. It's time for this to be laid to rest. You've got two paths open. Which path will you choose, and how will you go forwards? Underneath the deck, we've got meditation. Improvements require persistence. And again, I'm just going to move that card off, because the images. And we've got ascended masters, create open connection. So whatever needs healing, we're bringing love. We're bringing love in as the healing balm, as the healing tonic, to clear all this mental anguish and anxiety that this situation may have caused you, whether in the past or the present. It's time now to walk forwards with healing. So let the communication happen, whether in person or, as I said, you know, through a letter that you are not going to send. You're just going to write it so that everything can be said, everything can be voiced and aired, and the concerns put out there to be cleared, alchemized, and sent back to the light. And once they have been, and that open communication has happened, then what you're going to do then is to destroy that letter, and with it allow peace to come both to you, to others, and the situation. Let everybody walk forwards in peace, knowing that there no longer needs to be any heartache, any mental worries, concerns and problems. Just allow the space and hold the space for this beautiful love. And can you see this love and this healing coming through all of those channels, so that everybody feels the results of that, feels the benefit from that, and can walk forwards, rising to the challenge, passing the initiation, learning the spiritual lessons, the physical lessons that you and others have come to learn, healing them, and helping others to walk forwards in peace and learn as well, because whatever you learn, you pass on to the others, and they can learn from you. And there's a gratitude here, there's a thanks here, there's a knowing that you came to do this, and you can do this. You can overcome whatever these patterns are that have held you in some kind of limbo, maybe in your life, or prevented you from making decisions or walking forwards in peace in a certain way, whether even just for yourself or others in the situation. So now is the time really to allow this healing to come in. So create that open communication, allow the space for this to happen, and know that this is your birthright, this is possible, and you are able to do this now. You are able to bring in this healing and allow everybody to walk free, allow the heart to be lifted, to be released from any burdens, and let those anxieties and concerns dissipate now. So beautiful ones, that is your message. I do hope it was helpful and healing for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please do consider liking, sharing and subscribing. And do feel free to share in the comments your story if you would like to. I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day or evening, wherever you are.